Dear guests, can I please ask for silence and a few minutes of your attention?
Otra?
How do you do it? All right, let's start. Good evening, everyone. Dear guests, dear Honorable Dr. and Mrs. Jyoti, Minister of Financial Services and Economic Planning, dear Honorable Mr. Damashar Damri, Junior Minister of Finance, Chantal Fried, our CEO of Ocorian, Michel Chan and the Nexera team, distinguished guests, and clearly our colleagues. It is really my pleasure to welcome you all to the Ocorian Tower. And now we will go off-grid, because this is not mentioned. We are here in the Ocorian Tower, but actually this is not the Ocorian floor. We're on the 8th, the 7th, the 5th and the 4th floor. Don't ask me why we're not on the 6th floor, so that you know this as well. So celebrate it, it is meant the Ocorian Tower. We are gathered here to celebrate a decade of commitment to Mauritius and our ongoing investment in Mauritius as a financial center. Standing here tonight, seeing this project come to life is a defining moment for all of us. This building is a physical statement of our ability and ambition to this jurisdiction. For me personally, this inauguration marks a significant milestone in more ways than one. As we move into this new home, I wish to thank the Ocorian Mauritius senior leadership team for their loyalty to me, to Ocorian, their hard work and the dedication to make this all possible. Leading Ocorian in Mauritius for the last 5.5 years has been a highlight of my career. We have grown from a vision into the powerhouse you see here today. And while I look forward to a new chapter in my career, my heart remains very much tied to the success of this team as well as to Mauritius. As we enter this new chapter, it's time for new hands at the helm to drive our next phase of growth. Our expansion goes beyond the change in my role. It is about the deepening of Ocorian's roots here in Mauritius. To that end, I'm delighted to announce two key leadership announcements. One, I can pronounce the name very clearly and very good. The other one is a challenge on how to pronounce his last name. Cliffhanger. First, I'm pleased to introduce Manu Matthews, who has been appointed as our new head of global capability centers. Manu's role is vital. He will be leading our operations across the global network from this very building. Having a global leader like Manu here, of his caliber, based is a testament to the strategic importance of our Mauritius team. Secondly, there is my challenge. It gives me an immense pride to introduce to you Novan. Now, his last name, again, I'm trying that the whole day. It says Maharaja H, but that's not correct. So I leave it to you. Forgive me, please, Novan. After all these years, I've not managed to pronounce it correctly. But I'm extremely happy that we were able to promote Novan as a new country head. Novan is someone who many of you already know. He has been a cornerstone of our local management committee and a key architect of the success we celebrate here all tonight. His evolution into the role of country head is a natural and strategic progression. It shows as well what we're able to do at Ocorian, coming in at a certain level and grow your career. He embodies the expertise, the local insight and the client-first mindset that Ocorian stands for. I have total confidence that under Manu's and Novan's joint leadership, the Ocorian Tower will become a beacon of excellence in the Mauritius financial sector. Together, Manu and Novan represent the future of Ocorian Mauritius, global reach and local excellence. Now, please join me in congratulating these two nominations. Mano, would you be so kind and join me on stage and speak a few words?
Thank you, Robert. Honourable Ministers, Chantal Free, CEO of Ocorian, distinguished guests and colleagues. I think it's a privilege to just address this audience very briefly. In my new role as Global Head of Capability Centres, my focus is on ensuring Ocorian delivers premium world-class service across all our jurisdictions. So choosing to lead this global function from the Ocorian Tower is a very strategic move and a deliberate choice. It signals to our clients worldwide that Mauritius is not just a regional office, but a central engine of our global innovation and our innovation agenda for Ocorian. I look forward to working with Novan, the extended leadership team, and our strong, talented teams that we have in Mauritius to set new benchmarks for the group. It is an exciting time for us all, and I'm honored to be a part of this leadership team. Look forward to introducing myself to many of you tonight, and with that, I'll hand back to Robert. Thank you.
No problem. Would you be so kind and say a few words? Thank you.
So thank you, Robert, for leading us to this incredible milestone historical moment. Honorable Ministers, Chantal, distinguished guests, clients, partners, and colleagues, good evening and welcome to our new office. So I'm deeply honored tonight to step into the role of country head at Ocorian in Mauritius. Having been with the firm and part of this journey for more than 10 years, I have seen firsthand the transformation of our firm from being a local-centric service provider into a global client service capability center. This has been made possible through a strong leadership team, the dedication of our people, and the strength of partnerships we have with many of you present tonight. So, taking the helm at the same time as we inaugurate the Ocorian Tower is a privilege. And I'm very excited to work alongside Manu in his global capacity. So with two senior leaders of Ocorian now based in Mauritius in this building, I think the message is very clear. Mauritius is the very heart of Ocorian's global strategy. So the tower is a platform for the next era of our innovation and our service excellence. My focus as country head will be to ensure that Ocorian remains a premier partner of choice in this region, driven by the same stability and expertise that you have come to expect from us. So thank you all for being part of this journey. So I hand back to you, Robert. And my name is
Thank you, welcome. And we will train that on the bar. Kindly, I would like to invite Chantal, our CEO of Ocorian, for a few words on the stage, please.
Thank you, Robert. Honourable Ministers, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, welcome, bienvenue. Ocorian's vision is to be a global premier asset servicing business, serving asset managers and asset owners. Global means that we need to be wherever our clients are domiciled or they want to domicile their assets. Premier means that we provide our clients consistent, high quality, tech-enabled, expertise-led services wherever they are around the world. And Mauritius, for us, offers both of those. In terms of global, it is the gateways for us for Africa and India. In terms of being premier, it's our center for global excellence. So it's a very important jurisdiction for us. We have very deep roots in Mauritius. In some shape or forms, we have been here over 30 years. And during that time, we have evolved. So we are now in this building more than 600 colleagues that serve both our gateway locations as well as our global clients. And I love this location. I think in terms of energy, expertise, enthusiasm, dedication, it's really second to none. And in fact, when I was appointed as CEO 2 years ago, and I was starting my global tour, Mauritius was my first location. I've been there several times since then. I think it's the first time I'm seeing a storm like this, and I hope that I'll be able to fly out tomorrow evening. But look, Ocorian Tower, I think it's a symbol of our ambition. But I think it's not just the ambition of Ocorian, it is probably the ambition of Mauritius as an international financial center. So I think we need to celebrate all of that. And getting here is not a solo effort. It's in fact probably the effort of everyone in this room. It's thanks to the government of Mauritius that maintains a friendly business environment. It's thanks to our clients and partners who trusted us and supported us through these years. It's our colleagues whose trust, dedication, hard work really, who got us there. I'm really proud of that. And it's really Robert. Thanks to you really, and this is your work, right? And Robert led us for 4.5, 5 years in Mauritius. And how big was this office when you joined?
At around that time, 275 people, give or take.
Yeah, so we more than doubled in your tenure, which is incredible.
Thank you.
So I'm very confident that. So I think we've got incredible succession with Novan and Mano to take your legacy forward. And congratulations to both of you, and thank you for taking these roles. In a few minutes, we will officially inaugurate Ocorian Tower. And I'd like to look at that not just as a building, but it's really a foundation for success, growth, and excellence. So thank you for joining us, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Chantal, for your inspiring and kind words. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, Nova, for your first words on a stage like this. You're fully in control. I could feel it. Dear guests, I think that we are now going to the next phase of our formal program this evening. And it's an honor for me to ask the Honorable Minister, Mr. Damri, the Junior Minister of Finance, to come to the stage, and would you be so kind to say a few words? Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister Jitan, Chantal Free, CEO Ocorian, management and team members of Ocorian, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, all protocols observed, good evening. It's my first speech this year, and I'm very happy that it falls on this particular day.
Thank you.
As you all know, the Prime Minister has declared 2026 as the year of the economy. And the way that we see the economy is that the economy has to deliver jobs and inclusive growth for the people of Mauritius. In 2025, we stabilized the economy. Facts speak for themselves, so let me share some facts with you. We have a growth rate of about 3.2%, inflation of about 3.7%. Our gross international reserves have exceeded $10 billion. Our gross tourism earnings are expected to exceed 100 billion rupees. And at the level of the Economic Development Board, they have outperformed 2024. I'll give you just two indicators. Export of goods and services have gone to nearly 465 billion rupees from 420 billion rupees, if I'm not mistaken, and foreign direct investment has increased to about 38 billion rupees from 32 billion rupees. So these facts speak for themselves. And now let's look at the financial services sector. The financial services sector, I won't speak about GDP. I'll give you gross value added figures. Today it's about 12.3%. It's very good. It's one of the largest contributors of jobs and growth in our country. And the growth rate is expected to be about 4.9%. Now, since we are in the Ocorian Tower, and we're speaking about the global business, let's drill down into the global business sector. The GVA in last year, 2024, was about 8-something%. The GVA has slightly increased. So from a GVA of 12.3, I think, percent of the financial services sector, the global business sector's contribution is about 8.3%. Let's go further. While the financial services sector is growing at a rate of about 4.9%, the growth rate of the financial services sector, global business sector, has improved, slightly improved, from 3.2 to about 3.9%. So a lot of the growth is actually coming from the domestic financial services sector. So what this government has been able to do in the international financial services sector is an example. We have stabilized it, and now we're in a growth trajectory path. And allow me to share with you what I think that growth trajectory path will be. Of course, the government will create the enabling environment. We are in an investment grade financial center. We'll ensure we'll manage our sovereign credit risk ratings. We'll manage our international compliance ratings like the FATF. We'll manage all our risks. And at the same time, we'll create an enabling environment, an enabling ecosystem for you to be able to consolidate the existing product offerings that we have. Having said that, we live in a world of constant change, where the pace of change is so fast, and we necessarily have to think about the future of finance. And therefore, allow me to share with you what I think the future of finance will look like for Mauritius, what I think the future of our international financial center will look like. I see that over and above our existing product offerings, we'll have two new offerings where Mauritius could seriously compete. One is digital finance and AI, and the other one is climate finance. Mauritius could definitely position itself in the Asia-Africa digital finance and AI corridor, value chain. And for climate finance, Mauritius could definitely position itself and offer very competitive products for Africa, for seeds, for the global south. This is where I think maybe Ocorian, this could present opportunities for you. Now we speak a lot about digital finance and AI, and I heard Chantal speak about India and Africa. And I've been wondering when you said that, since before, by the way, because this is a conversation I've had with the Prime Minister. I've been wondering, why don't we have enough Indian businesses, digital finance and AI in Mauritius? What's the reason? And something that I learned really shocked me. And this is something that I personally believe we have to work towards it. How many of you know that there's no direct digital connectivity between Mauritius and India? The connectivity is actually India, South Africa, Mauritius. And these are the kinds of things that this government is seriously looking into. That's how you bring growth. I did not know that. I got to know about it. Well, I knew it did not exist many, many years ago, but I thought it would have been addressed, but it was not. So how do you connect to Asia? You go via Africa and then to Asia. Why we say we are a bridge? You just said we're a bridge between India and Africa. So we have to build that bridge. That's what this government is doing. We know what we need to do, and this is how we'll create jobs and inclusive growth for our country. And I think, Chantal, if you allow me, I'd like to make a special request to my Mauritian brothers and sisters who are here in this room today. The Prime Minister's mission of a jobs-led, inclusive growth economic year cannot be implemented only by the political class. It needs everyone to participate in it. And that is why I'd like to call upon my Mauritian brothers and sisters and friends of Mauritius. This is the year 2026, when we convert pledges into implementation, when we convert promises into action. And this is the year that as one people, as one nation, we reform, we perform, we transform for jobs and inclusion. With this, I congratulate Ocorian and thank you very much for having me here.
Honourable Ministers, thank you very much for this very energetic insight in economic and financial circumstances of Mauritius. Really very energizing, and I'm certain that under the leadership of Chantal, we will be very keen to support this ministry to see how we can both grow further the financial place here in Mauritius. Thank you very much for that insight. May I kindly ask Honourable Mr. Jyoti to say a few words as well in your own style.
My colleague Danishwa Damri, Junior Minister of Finance, Chantal Free, CEO of Ocorian, the leadership team and the management and team of Ocorian and friends of Ocorian present here today. Thank you very much for inviting me, and obviously I cannot copy and I cannot meet my little brother's style. So thank you for specifying, Robert, that I will speak in my own style. So first of all, thank you for inviting me on this very special occasion, which is the inauguration of the Ocorian Tower. You know, the presence of global players like Ocorian in Mauritius is very much aligned to our vision of consolidating our position, the position of the Mauritius International Financial Center as the premier IFC in the region and diversifying our range of products. This new office is also a sign of the trust that Ocorian places in the Mauritian jurisdiction. So let me tell you how I will focus the rest of my remarks on three areas. First is the outlook for the financial services sector in 2026. Then I will speak briefly about the financial services strategy 2025-2029, and we gave you a copy of that this afternoon. And I'll also speak briefly about a very flagship project that we just launched in December, Vision 2050. First of all, let me start with the outlook for 2026. So 2025 was a turbulent year globally, with global trade wars, geopolitical tensions, and 2026 is likely to be an equally turbulent year internationally. And we can expect heightened volatility and uncertainty across many market segments. Gold continues to set record highs. And in the financial services sector, the key achievements of 2025, and there are a few of them, will provide us with a very strong linchpin. The financial services sector strategy, which we developed together with the industry, it provides us with a roadmap. And the Financial Services Consultative Council, which has been set up and is working on the implementation and the execution of that roadmap. So we established the strategy for the next 5 years. And as a major achievement of the industry that some of you may be aware of, is that Mauritius was chosen after a very rigorous and independent process as the host country for the Africa Credit Rating Agency. And this creates an opportunity to increase our regional presence. We have also moved, within the last 6 months, our ranking in the Global Financial Center Index, and that's very important. We went up 6 places within 6 months, and we are now ranked first in Africa. And we must maintain this trend and improve further. We will continue our efforts at strengthening the brand and visibility of the Mauritius IFC on the international stage and in our main markets. We have done quite a few very, very strong brand and visibility initiatives in India, in Africa, and in UK last year. We have a few big items to work towards in 2026. And as you know, any financial jurisdiction is only as good as its reputation. And in our case, we need to ensure that we avoid falling into the grey list again. And so the next mutual evaluation in 2027 will be critical to our industry. I want to tell you that government and all the 16 enforcement and regulatory agencies have all been working, and an interministerial committee has been set up, chaired by myself and the Attorney General, and we are following and monitoring this very closely to make sure that we do not find ourselves on the grey list. This is really, really critically important to us. So the credit rating of Mauritius is also critical to ensure we continue to attract certain categories of financial flows and investment. So we remain engaged, and the Ministry of Finance is working strongly with that with Moody's to demonstrate the government's commitment to fiscal sustainability. We will be publishing the FinTech strategy during the course of this year, which will chart the way forward in terms of how we leverage FinTech. And we have made a good start on that, and we are building on that. Let me now turn to the Financial Services Strategy Report 2025-2029. As you know, the sector is the first pillar of the economy, contributing to more than 13% of our GDP. It employs directly more than 19,000 highly skilled professionals like you present here today, and many more indirectly. And although I've been told to be careful, it's not something that people like to hear, but it's important to understand that your sector, what you're doing, is contributing to 65% of corporate tax revenue for the country. The financial services sector brings a lot of corporate tax to the country. So our objective is to ensure that the sector registers strong growth in 2026 and remain the first pillar of the economy, and also being an enabler for other innovative sectors and driving growth across the island. The strategy report is articulated around furthering our competitiveness as a financial jurisdiction, increasing the financial products we offer, and diversifying our markets, also addressing skills gaps and enhancing our global brand as an IFC. The Financial Services Consultative Council, which I mentioned earlier, has several industry leaders on board, and it is driving the implementation of this strategy. This is the kind of partnership we want to entrench between the government and the financial sector stakeholders, because we are in this together. We don't want to have a big brother approach where government decides and industry follows. We want to have a collaborative partnership approach, and I am always talking to the industry leaders and stakeholders to make sure that we are designing and driving this path together. Today, as I look at the objectives of the strategy report, I know that a renowned global financial solutions provider like Ocorian is demonstrating its strong commitment to implementation of our strategy. A commitment to substance in Mauritius, a commitment to addressing skills gap in the market, and a commitment to walk the talk in Africa. Allow me to, first of all, to talk about the commitment to substance. Our strategy report preconizes that we move away from a back office admin center to our operators bringing more value-added products and services to Mauritius. And I'm glad to hear that Ocorian are offering services such as wealth management, family office, fund management and administration, as well as sustainable financing services in Mauritius. And I wish to commend Ocorian for having taken the initiative last year, 2025, in organizing the first Africa Legacy Summit in Mauritius and to bring more than 30 Africa family officers to the country. Commitment to addressing skills shortage in the sector. One of the major concerns facing our sector, and in fact the whole of the country, is the lack of resources and the shortage of skills in niche sectors such as wealth management and or capital markets. And I'm very pleased that Ocorian has taken the commitment to create over 500 local jobs, and it has also obtained the Corporate Governance Institute accredited employer status. While this tower, the Ocorian Tower, will provide a state-of-the-art working environment, the firm will also focus on upskilling Mauritian professionals and preparing them to meet the demands of a rapidly evolving global financial landscape. And finally, the commitment to walk the talk for Africa. Our strategy report recommends the elaboration of an Africa strategy for our financial services sector. Our continent is home to the fastest growing economies in the world, driven by a youthful population, abundant natural resources, and increasing urbanization. There are numerous opportunities and many that we still haven't tapped into or have yet to emerge. And this is where Ocorian has made the difference. You are focusing on specific markets in Africa which has remained unexplored for decades. In 2024, Ocorian published the Africa Wealth Management Report, which has largely contributed in positioning Mauritius as a hub for wealth management in Africa. We all know that investing in Africa comes with a number of challenges. However, by showcasing our strong governance credential, by fostering strong relationships and leveraging local expertise, Mauritius has equipped to provide investors with the right tools to navigate political and regulatory complexity, infrastructure deficits, and asset risk more effectively. Let me now turn to the last set of my remarks. I briefly mentioned to you Vision 2050 is a flagship project that our ministry and this government is committed to. The national consultation for Vision 2050 was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Navin Ramgoolam in December. Again, our approach is not top-down. Our approach for Vision 2050 is that this is a vision that will not be written on the 14th floor of Sikkim Tower or in our offices. It's going to be written by the people, with the people. And Vision 2050 will be the long-term roadmap which will take Mauritius onto a renewed path of prosperity, inclusiveness, and sustainability. And one question that I get often, and I still get it today, is why we are focusing on 2050, whereas we have many immediate priorities. Vision 2050 is our aspiration of where we want to be as a country, as a society 20 years from now. But Vision 2050 is not just aspirational. It will be underpinned by a 10-year national development plan with clear milestones until 2035. This is why Vision 2050 is a powerful instrument. It allows us to raise our ambition and work toward it with clear KPIs. Most of you already engage in long-term planning. Moving to a new building today, and to new offices today, is part of long-term planning. So if we do not engage in long-term planning, policies become ad hoc, driven by flavors of the day. We need a long-term anchor, and Vision 2050 will provide us with that. In this vision for our country, the financial services sector will play a key role in driving growth and employment. And we will welcome your input, and I had the opportunity to say that to Chantal when you visited me today. We will have a structured approach of consultation with industry stakeholders, but we will also be very open to hear from international firms like yourself directly of how you see, from your angle, how we can shape 2050 given the global context of this industry. And in conclusion, may I congratulate you again, Chantal, Robert, the whole leadership team, and each and every one part of the Ocorian team, and wish you every success in expanding your operations within Mauritius. To the Ocorian team, I hope you are very proud of working for such a global brand, and that you're contributing to making this sector the first pillar of growth in the country. I wish you every success in your future growth plans, and thank you very much again for having me.